Ew. Oh, I knew we were doing that. I would have had it ready. You know.
Oh, I just assumed. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay. Look, I'm always ready to do it whenever. So, period. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. Oop, got that. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And you know what I love even more? I love having Anissa back here with me. That's number one. I love that even more. And I love having my cup mug here. Period, period, period. And you can get your cup mug at lanadiescreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look right above Anissa's head, there's a QR code that you can just scan that QR code and it'll lead you right to where you need to go to get your cup mug. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Canada, I'm looking at you. Get your cup mug. Thank you.
I love what you've done with the place. It's been a while. I see that we're advancing now because we now have a QR code, and I love us for that. Uh, Hi,
Yes.
I'm Anissa Long, also known as Sam DMB, also known as Sam Javante Verde, your Eurovision loving K-pop fan from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Scarborough, if you want to be specific. Holborn, if you want to be more specific than that. Might be one second.
Period.
Oh
Not me.
gosh.
Me messing up stuff here too. So
There we go. Okay, hi. Testing. 1, 2.
yeah, there. You're good.
Sure, we'll go with it. You know, although the cup mug is nice, I did make sure I also got myself the cup bottle. Or as we like to say in the Eurovision section, bottle boss two. Yes.
Or
You can also get that. Uh right?
yeah,
There we go.
you can
Yes.
still
You can also get
get
your very own cup bottle at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And today inside it we have some natural spring water from Kirkland Signature. So
it. Ooh,
Costco does
Costco.
that
hmm
nicely.
hmm
Um
I mean, I do
yes.
have water, but mine is this nice bottle of purified water because I can't drink spring water. It just doesn't do it for me. It has to be purified or nothing else.
That's fair.
And that's what it is at this point. But yes, we are here. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are here. We are back for Traders Canada. And can I just say this? Traders Canada, what the heck are you doing to me right now? You have decided to throw everything at us all at once. You have decided that you are going to say, you think you know, but you have no idea what we are going to do. And it's just like, oh, oh, oh. I was gagged the entire time watching this premiere episode. And I can't wait to dive all into it. And we're going to talk about it. But before we do, y'all know what a drill. Well, you might not know. If this is your first time here, welcome. Let me show you a little love to you and y'all. I hope that you are enjoying what we are going to put down. And if you do, please hit the subscribe button because we are on a mission here at the Cup TV to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. And it's already the end of October, and we are not there yet. And so, if you want me to stop asking, you know what you need to do? Subscribe and help us get to 1,000. Because if you don't, when December rolls around at the end of December, and if we're not there in January, I'm just going to keep talking about it because guess what? I'm persistent and I don't stop. I will go and go and go until we get that goal because a lot of fun things happen here for us and for you when we get 1,000 new subscribers. So we truly, truly appreciate if you help us get to that goal. So if you have not done so, please subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels in the Cup Network because if you are a fan of drag or drag race at the Cup Pod, is the place for you. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, at the Cup ESC is the place for you. Now, Drag is always popping. We always popping on the drag channel. It's stuff going on all the time. ESC is about to heat up because they're about to start coming back and doing their thing. And I know Adisa is ready for it. They're all ready for it. And it's
Yes, we
about to
are.
go down. It's about to go down. So if you don't want to miss a single video, please subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links. So you can check that out because we want to be wherever you are. So take us with you. Subscribe to our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. We've got a lot of fun things about to start happening in our Patreon as well. So you don't want to miss that. And follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky because we love engagement from you guys. So help us, support, play out, talk to us over there too. We love that. And if you've ever just thought, like, I like Traitors Canada, I like Amazing Race, I like Eurovision, I like Drag Race, we are looking for new voices here at the Cup. So hit us up in our Instagram DMs, and that's the quickest way to get in touch with us. And we will send you what you need to do to how we can make this work. So if you want to just scream out into the void like we do about all the shows that we're passionate about, let us know in our Instagram DMs, and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Now, Anissa, I said
Yes,
it
Lana.
earlier. I said this Canada premiere, they just threw everything at us at once, and I was gagged. I
Yeah,
was gagged.
no,
Were you gagged? Were
this
you
Calhoun
gagged?
is on something this season. Like, I don't know what's wrong with her, but I love it. I need it. I
I love it.
really enjoyed this premiere. I
Me
really enjoyed this premiere.
too. I didn't know look, Traitors has never let me down. There is no Traitors that has let me down yet, and I've loved all of them. But I have to say, this is probably the gaggiest premiere I have seen in a very long time with Traitors. I mean, we get the typical, they coming in and everybody's in their cars and they're driving in, and we see, some familiar faces amongst some not familiar faces. And I will say this cast is starting to just, I was smiling from ear to ear, looking at them and listening to them talk and how their approach is about going about this game so far. We had Big Brother and Survivor like royalty in this bunch of new traders, and they're not hiding that. And I'm kind of like, I love that because honestly, hiding it when you've been on the show as big as Survivor or Big Brother Canada, you can't hide it when it's always going to be maybe a possibility that one or two people might recognize you from the show. And so they were just like, yeah, we had Omar first talking about, yeah, I was on Survivor and I was backstabbed by my best friend in the game. And they're like, oh, well, what about that best friend? What they up to? They're like, oh yeah, she's a millionaire now. She won the
Yeah,
$1 million.
she's a
I'm
millionaire.
like,
She's getting married.
just living her best life.
Yep.
And I love that. And I like that he didn't shy away from it because there's some people in the house that would have figured it out, who recognized him instantly. And the same thing with Kevin, because Kevin was like, yeah, I was on Big Brother. I'm probably the biggest villain in Big Brother history. And yeah, I won. I won. And it was like, yeah. And everybody was like, whoa, impressive. Like, yeah, but the same with Ty, the same with Venus. They were
Hmm.
all just like, "Yep, we did it. We were on this big show. We got pretty far. Everybody has gotten. If they not won, they got very far in the game. So
Pretty
it's kind of
far.
just
Yep.
like, and I mean, even Coco, who is somebody else, who was on Big Brother Celebrity, and she got pretty. Did she win? I thought she
She
won.
didn't. So
Oh, but did she
actually,
get pretty far?
she I so she played twice. I didn't
Okay.
watch it, but like I searched it up. Yeah, no, she won some comps. Um,
Okay.
and both I believe both times she played. Essentially, it's like Janelle.
Mm,
Christina, both like the first two times she played, and the only two times she's played, obviously, she got third.
wow. That's still impressive. Like,
So possibly like best to never win,
best to
for
never
Big Brother
win. Oh
Celebrity.
my. Wow. Well, that I mean, and I love that everybody was very open about that, and like, yeah, we won, or we got pretty far, or yeah, we did this, and it was.
Now, granted,
Hmm.
I don't think we got footage like anything on Coco meant talking about
Hmm.
her. we just got. I just remember her mentioning, "Oh,
Hmm.
I'm a stand-up comedian
Right.
and I'm on the spectrum."
Hmm. She never said how she placed in Big Brother. She never said that. She never even talked about it until it was brought up, and amongst other television reality people.
Right? Yeah,
And that's how I was like, okay, I see. But I still like how she approached. Like, she wasn't hiding it from everybody. Like, they just never asked. And if you don't ask, you ain't got to mention it.
that's
But
true.
something else that stood out to me amongst these groups of people coming in, I'm gonna bring up the visual so you all could see who we're talking about. Uh, but we have a married couple in our midst.
Yes, we do,
And
and very much rooting for them too. Honestly, I think they're both gonna contribute quite a bit to the show.
mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
I right off the bat, one of them's a super fan of
yeah,
anything
re-
reality.
yeah,
So I'm sure she recognized like a bunch of
everybody.
them.
She recognized the housewife. Like, she called out the housewife and was like, "She's a real housewife of Toronto." And she's like, "Yeah, I am." Like, I'm the villain of the show. She's like, "You're the villain on that show." Like, she knew who she was.
Yeah, it's weird because I didn't even know there was Real Housewives of Toronto. I feel like I need to start watching that.
I did not know that either. I was like, "What? There's a real from Toronto?" Never heard of it. But I don't watch Real Housewives of any show, so
I don't either. I feel like I should.
you might. I think you might enjoy Real Housewives of
I'm
Toronto.
sure. Oh, I know I'd enjoy it.
But yeah, it's interesting. And I'm just gonna say this off the rip. I was so excited to see Kit and Caboodle walk up in there
Oh, me
and
too.
be Kit and Caboodle. I was like, I know her. I am I love her. I enjoyed her on Drag Race, and I love seeing more Drag Race contestants on these shows. And not just Drag Race contestants, but Drag Race choreographers are here too. And I was like,
Yes, we do. Yeah, yes, Miss Hollywood Jade. Come
"Oh,
on now.
come on now." It was so good. It was so good. And Dom is someone who I recognize from The Mole, and then he was on Perfect Match, but I didn't watch Perfect Match. But
I
I
didn't
did
watch
watch
Perfect
the,
Match either.
but I
I
did
definitely
watch
watched the
The
mole.
Mole. Definitely watched The Mole and saw him on The Mole. Was like, okay, he's here.
You know what's so funny? I
Cool.
didn't know he was Canadian
I didn't know that either.
until I came across some of like Canadian creators, and I was like, oh wait, he's from Pickering. That's just like right next door to where I live.
I had no idea he was Canadian. When he popped up on, I was like, he's Canadian? Cool. Well, good on you, Dom.
Good on you,
Okay.
Dom.
Good on you. I yeah, had no idea. Had no idea. We have influencers and then just our everyday people who happen to make it on the show. And I enjoy this mix. I do enjoy this mix of people and seeing how they, you know, I can't wait for more episodes so I can start seeing more people and how they, what their approach is and how they are. But as of right now, I kinda am cool with the people that I remember because let's be honest, some people got a purple edit in this episode. We didn't see none of them. We didn't
Oh
see
yeah.
too
Oh
much
yeah.
of them. But the people that we saw, I was like, "Okay." What was your first impressions of, like, this group?
Um. Yeah. I don't.
I think we're gonna get a pretty good season, and some of the cast members themselves had did say that on this episode. Like I think we're good. Things are gonna get pretty spicy, given what Kathleen's already like
Mm-hmm.
giving us. We'll talk, which obviously we'll talk about later. Yeah, no, I'm just really excited, especially even what's so funny. Honestly, oddly, with those who I noticed that were purpling or that had a bit
Mm-hmm.
of a purple edit on this
Mm-hmm.
episode. Like I root for the I root I usually like will have a soft spot for them because I'm like, oh, they don't get much of a showing, but I hope that later they'll open up, even though half the time it never happens.
Right, right. I Yeah, I wanted to see. w- I, I left space. I guess I saved space for seeing more before I start. Like, yeah, I don't really like this person or whatever. But I will. One person. I'm gonna say her. I don't know her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mm, Sovereign. I can't say her name, and I hate that I cannot say her name.
Shaughnessy?
Shaughnessy. Okay, thank you. Weird way to spell Shaughnessy for me. It just wasn't registering to
Oh
me.
no, no. Yeah, no. I my mind immediately goes to Key and Peele,
Right,
where he
right.
goes, oh Shag Hennessy.
Shaganese,
Yeah, and
Shaganese,
yeah,
like
so funny. I remember seeing her name too, and I was like Shaughnessy. Next thing you know, I watch it, and I forgot her name was Shaughnessy, and I was like, oh, maybe there's like two Shannas, like Shaughnessy. Like she said Shanna C, maybe there's a Shanna M or so. Um, no, I'm gonna guess
I,
that's like her last name.
okay. I don't know, but she was the one person that when I looked up at this this group shot that we're looking at, I was like, I'm going to have problems saying her name. But now that you said it, it's in my brain. Shaughnessy, it looks okay. It makes sense to me. But the once they all got together, everybody was doing the normal, nice to see you. Talking, trying to figure out what was going on. And then something that has not happened before. Usually this is the time where Colleen will come out and, greet everyone. But that's not what happened this time. And
No, no, ma'am.
she sends one of her golden mask people in with a note, and they just walk in and just here, like take this. And somebody grabs it and reads it, and they are told that they must follow this masked person to somewhere else. And we get Colleen telling us, the viewers, that usually they don't come here. Well, they'll end up here, but they don't come back from here. So it's a different twist of things. So I'm like, okay. And we saw the graveyard, when she was walking in herself. And so I'm like, okay, I'm like, is this the same challenge that they had in Celebrity UK in their first episode where people are buried or have to, like, what is this
Mm,
one of those kind of buried kind of challenges? So I'm like, maybe it's that. Fine. That we go start the game early. We go kick it off. But I'm like, how do we kick it off without traitors, though? How does that work? All right. Let me just shut my mouth and watch and see what happens. And I do that. And Colleen, she comes out looking fabulous in her sparkly sequin
oh, this
gown.
dress that Calhoun was
This
wearing.
sequin's gown, honey.
Yeah, and you had that train follow too. Oh, that my cup is
Sequins,
overflowing. My cup is overflowing.
full cup for you. Like seriously, she ate with it. She came out and she was like, okay. Um, and so they all there and they're like, okay, what's happening here? And she lets them know that it was this big grave site there, and there was a coffin or a plot opened. Like you saw light shining out of this coffin like thing, and she lets them know that two people will come. One will leave. So I'm like, are we having a live like is the first murder going to be a live murder? Like, what is going to happen here? And she just leaves it at that. She just, she leaves it at that, and she tells them you're gonna get rest tonight because nobody's getting murdered tonight. So you can rest tonight, but this is the last time in this castle that you'll be able to fully rest. And she will see them later. And I'm like, what is happening right now? You bring them out there just to tell them that two people are going to come back to this place and one of them will leave this place.
In my mind, I'm thinking, just let her. I'm gonna let her cook, and I'll sit
Hmm.
back
Hmm.
and speak my thoughts later.
We had to. At this point, it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what's
No
happening.
choice. We
So
didn't have a choice.
I'll let you stir up the pot and cook, Colleen, because I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. So they go back and more mingling, more talking, a lot of what is, we're nervous, we're excited, this is gonna be good, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Da da da. Still no traitors have been picked. So everybody is still on the same playing field. Nobody knows what's going on. But that is about to change very, very quickly. But um not how I would have thought it. Um, I just want to jump right to this traitor picking ceremony that happened before us here on this day in the Traitor
Yep.
Canada castle because so everybody is there. They're sitting at the round table. Colleen is out and she's like, okay, we are about to pick our traitors. Put on your blindfolds. And we get the typical conversations where Colleen is talking, do you want to be a traitor or would you rather be a faithful? And we get certain people saying, I want to be a traitor. I want to be a faithful. I think I'd be a great traitor. I think I'm very unassuming as a traitor. So we see certain conversations of different people being talked to as like, what they would rather be. But we don't see everybody. We just see different conversations. But I'm like, usually they don't show everybody. They'll usually show us a few people who potentially might be traitors, and then they throw in a couple of people who they know are not going to be traitors just to throw us off. So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, okay. So I'm watching the conversations, and me being who I am. I don't know if you do this, Anissa, but I'm sitting there like, "Mm, yep, that person's a traitor. That person could be a traitor from that question."
How could you
Ooh.
not? How could you not, though?
I was just like, that could be. But we get the conversations and everybody putting their blindfolds on and Colleen gets to walking. And we still hearing, I'd rather be a traitor. I don't want to be a traitor. I want to be a faithful. I don't want to be a faithful. But she's walking. And by the way, she looked fantabulous again in this new outfit. Because
Oh, with this jacket, I was
Colleen
living.
Colleen is coming to serve looks. She's coming to serve looks this season, and I am ready for it. Every week, I think from this point on, I will be pulling Colleen's looks because she's coming to serve looks, and that excites me a lot. A lot. But she's walking around, and so we see her tap Omar. And I'm like, ooh, Omar
Yep.
as a
Yep.
traitor.
And
That
I want to say,
works.
going into this, yes, clock it. I'm going into this season. I was like, Omar is the person I would pick first as the perfect trader.
Mhm. And I'm
So I
like,
was like,
"Oh."
so I'm seeing he gets tapped. Okay, I'm happy. He is happy
And
too in his confessional. He's like, I made it. I'm in the big leagues. I'm a trader.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I would yeah, that's a good one." And then we see her walking around some more, and she touches Natalie. And I was like, oh, that's an unexpected choice, but I kind of like it because maybe she's that one what nobody else expects. She's so nice. She's so sweet. She could never be a traitor. So I'm like, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And so then we see her walking around some more and she touches Mackenzie. And I was like, who was that? Who was that? And
Yeah.
why did we pick her? I was confused. That was confused. I was like, but okay, I guess she said something in that conversation that sparked her interest and made the producer say, that's the traitor. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, cool. All right. I said, okay, so Omar, Natalie, and Mackenzie. Interesting combination. But I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna rock with it and see what
I'll let them
happens.
cook, you know.
Cook, right? I'm gonna let them cook. I'm gonna let them simmer a little bit because I think it's okay. And so then she was like, okay, now everybody take off your blindfold. And I'm like, all right, let's see how they play this off. And then Colleen being very sadistic. She drops the hammer on us. And she not only fooled them, but she fooled me. And she probably fooled
Oh, she got me
everybody
too. She
watching.
got me too.
She
She
probably
got
fooled
all of us.
everybody watching. When she was like, so if I touched you, you are faithful. Like, wait, what?
I
Because
said,
people were trying to react like like they all got touched. Everybody but two people. Two people. Everybody but two people got touched. So they're all taking off their blindfolds thinking they're traitors. And so they're all trying to act cool like they're traitors. Like, well, I'm a faithful, so I gotta act like I'm faithful. Only to find out everybody ate. No, only to find out that everybody's faithful. And they're like, well, oh, so the reactions in that this was genius. This was
yeah. Now that I will say that being said, you can only do that like so many times. Like that can't be a thing every season, or else though there are gonna be like super fans who come on the
hmm
show and be like, "Oh yeah, I know they do this. I know they do this."
They gotta switch it up. They can't do it
They have
every
to switch it
season.
up. But I'm glad that for a first time, it gave. It gave.
It it ate beyond eating. Like I was like, oh, this is so good. Because everybody was reaction was act thinking they were traitors, but then it coming out that they were faithful. Now they're like, oh, and so the people who weren't touched are now finding out that they are actually traitors. Now they have to act like everybody else, like, oh my god, which is still a real reaction when you
Hmm.
think, oh, I'm not a traitor, and you're bummed or happy about it, only to find out that you are. So now you're like, oh, oh, shoot now. It was quite the spectacle to see and how everybody reacted. But we do find out that the two people who were not touched was Kevin and Coco. And I said, Coco, yes.
Coco, yeah, I think I'm right with you.
I'm
Coco,
like,
absolutely.
Coco, yes. Kevin, why? Because that's my automatic go to. He's a traitor.
Me too. I think Kevin is way too obvious to be a traitor.
Way too obvious. I would vote him out just on GP just because he won Big Brother. And I know he was good on it. And I'll be like, he gotta go. I don't even want him to play the game as a faithful. Because I couldn't trust him no way. So he would be my first pick. And I would be very vocal about I know Kevin got to go, right? Even if you're faithful, he can't stay here because the longer
No.
he stay here, the more chaos he's going to create, and the more like he can't be here.
Yeah, I don't see him being a very good faithful either. Like,
No, I I, I don't. I I was like, why Kevin? He, I don't know if he would be a good faithful, but I don't. I just know he would be a very obvious traitor in my eyes.
in my
And
eyes too, yeah.
so I was like, I don't think that was the best choice to make him. If you want to have reality people, sure, not him. Honestly,
Hmm.
I would have gave it to Kitten before I gave it to him.
I would have given it to Omar before him.
I would have gave it to that the housewife before I would have gave it to him because it's like he's so obvious. He's so obvious to me. Yeah, no, he would not have been my choice for uh to get it. But I just no, I don't know. But Coco, yes, I would have picked her, even though
Hmm.
she did go to third place twice in the Big Brother. She would have been the one reality star person I probably would have picked, and then I would have picked someone very not.
Yeah, I would do reality star and then civilian. For lack of a better term, like not reality star.
Hmm. Absolutely, but yeah, that's not what they went. So it's like, okay, if you choose this path, then all right. So now that everybody has been selected, um, I'm just gonna go right to the challenge because there was a challenge involved in this where they were going to collect their money for the first time. And when I saw them rolling up to the lake and the boats were out there, I was like, oh no, is this the challenge from last season of Traders where they had to all get on the big boat and paddle and then leave one person at each place? It wasn't exactly that, but it was a version of that. And I think I
Yeah,
like this version better,
I
to be
really
honest.
like this version better too, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was more like even and like
Hmm.
it gave more options for people to do more things and not one group of people making the decision for everybody.
Yep.
So I kind of enjoyed this one. So what it was that they had five boats and they had to break off in teams to do these different tasks. One, it was a strength task, a math challenge, a puzzle, a riddle, um, a lot of like guessing and puzzle and like
Yeah.
mind puzzles.
So it was like based on like I guess their strengths, quote unquote. So we have the
Mhm,
social of like how well do you know other people, logical with the riddle. We have
mhm.
physical with all the with the strength
Look,
and
mhm,
stuff. Observation where you kind of just
mhm,
had to like look around. Um, and then you had the math problem.
mhm. And so we see them going off they pick their teams based on, like you said, their strengths. And so the observation team, they do pretty well. They do really well quickly. They're looking, they're seeing flags all around the island, around the shore where they are. So they're seeing things, and then they have to put the code, the lock, the combination lock in and guess it. And if that's free, they can go and paddle to the this thing floating in the middle of the ocean, and then where they drop their gold in. Oh no, they get their gold,
Hmm.
and then once they get to that thing, they find out you have to leave somebody behind, and whoever you leave behind is fair game to be murdered tonight.
Yep.
And so, and then if the task is not completed, everybody who does not end up at the finish line with Colleen are all up for being murdered. They can be murdered. Anybody who's on that side with Colleen can be safe from murder. They would, but they can't be murdered. And it's like, okay, cool. So we get, like I said, the observation team goes, they do it first, they get it unlocked. They're out. They're at the floating dock, and they get there, they read that somebody has to be left behind. And Rhea decides to volunteer. She's like, I'll do this for the team. Don't really want to, but I'll do it because nobody was really saying anything. Nobody was like
No.
quick to volunteer. It was like,
Can I
someone
say,
quickly
I
go.
also thought that was really interesting. So, but shortly before we recorded this, I rewatched that challenge. It was
Mm-hmm.
really interesting because she probably contributed the most.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She got three of the flags right away,
You
and then they
know,
just really, because I don't know if theirs in particular was a 4-digit or 5-digit lock.
I think it was five. No, I
Okay,
think it might have
so
been
like,
4 or 5. But
yeah, because even then you didn't need to like, and I think we get a confessional of like Jericho doing that like right away, where he was like, "Oh yeah, we got everything except for one, but at least with just that one that we don't have, we can just keep taking it up to chance, and it's like a
yeah,
lot less to worry
right.
about."
And yeah, that seemed to be a trend throughout this entire competition of the person who did the most and contributed it the most ended up on the dock. Wait, just banished, letting themselves be murdered tonight. Like what? Because we get Rhea, and then we had Coco's team when they were doing the riddle,
The riddle,
and I think Coco solved the riddle. If I'm not mistaken, Coco solved the riddle.
I believe so. I don't remember that. I don't remember that boat too well.
Right. But she goes, but she after now it didn't happen right away. Like she didn't volunteer herself right away because she knows she can't do that. She's the traitor. She can't just volunteer herself, even though she could, because she knows she can't be murdered. So it's like, but if you volunteer yourself so fast, everybody be like, oh, you know you did that because you know you can't be murdered, traitor. So then she was like, nah. But it was who was it? One of
Mackenzie, I believe.
Mackenzie was like, I don't think you could be you people would murder you. I don't. I think out of all of us, you have the least, chances of being murdered. And she was like, you think? And they're like, and so everybody agrees. And she was like, oh, really, I'm putting some trust in y'all. I don't really want to do this, but okay, I'll do it. And I'm like, yes, Coco.
Yes, mother Coco,
You, that's how you do it. Like,
and she looked
I
so pissed about it too.
She's like, I mean, I don't
Oh,
wanna,
please
but
give her an Emmy.
she ate that up. She was like, I don't really wanna, but if y'all, I'm trusting y'all. Don't screw me over. Knowing she has all the power to kill somebody or not. But I loved it. I loved it. Um, and then we have the strength team. Let's talk about the strength team because before they could even read everything on the thing that they have to do,
Curtis.
Curtis decides he just gonna start pulling up stuff. He just pulling up stuff. And I said, you know what? You are such a man because only a man will do that. Not read directions, not read instructions, just start doing. And you know what happens when you just start doing and you don't read instructions? You start messing up everything. Hit this man. Oh my God. He just was pulling up chains in no order. No, he just throwing it in the boat. They don't know the order of where these things are supposed to happen when these numbers are supposed. And then there's mud all over him and it's dirty, and he just throwing them in there, not trying to wipe it off. They like, we got to clean this up. It was sheer chaos over there with on this train track. They just pulling stuff up. They get them all in the boat and they wiping, trying to get it cleaned off. And Who figures everything out and who does the biggest part of or does the best part of this whole entire challenge?
Shaughnessy, yep.
She figures it out. And you know who ends up on the plant on the floating dock to be murdered? Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy.
And then Ty forgets to grab the gold and just jumps on the boat and they start paddling out. And they get all the way to shore and no gold to throw into the box. So now they have to try to paddle back out. Mind you, when they started paddling to the shore, they only had 5 minutes left in this challenge.
No, not
They don't
even 3.
when they were going to the thing, yeah, they had 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they had to come back out literally with no time. I think they had 5 going in and then 3 coming back. And it was
Oh,
like,
yeah. You're right. You're right.
yeah, so they had to come back and it was like 3 minutes. So they had to get there. It took 2 minutes from getting from the platform to there with 5 minutes and then took them down to 3. So now they had 3 minutes. They had to get to 3 and go back. So 3, 2, 1 minute once they got back to the platform. Oh, to try to turn back around and get to yeah, no. Um it wasn't happening for them. And the
Honestly,
math
with just like Dom and Shaughnessy on that boat, they would have gotten it easily.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
probably would have been right there with the observation team, you know?
It is so ridiculous. The math team, they couldn't even get together. They could not. They were like, "How do we carry the one? Are we carrying the one? What do we do it like this math?" But I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm
So
not.
I
I'm
actually,
not going to say anything because I would have been the same way. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
yeah, so I was gonna say, some of the math stuff, I'm like, yeah, I know what to do. It's just hard to come up with the numbers so quickly.
Hmm.
Because they had how much? 10 minutes? How much time?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Even, yeah, no, I think some of it was actually pretty easy in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's that very first part that that looks really hard of. So I wrote it down. 4
Mm-hmm.
cubed times 13 cubed. All of
Mm-hmm.
that over 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the square root of 14,400 multiplied by 57.
Mm-hmm.
So second half, easy enough. First half, where you get this fraction, I think is the hard part. I think the main thing that would throw me off is the 13 cubed, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be fairly hard to come up with given that I don't have pen and paper in hand.
Right. I
But
would have
I
good.
did manage to solve it, and
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is 24,416. So 24416.
wow. Yeah, see, no, I would have never gotten it because math is definitely not it for me. I would have never put myself in that position to get on the math boat because I'd be like, no, no, no. Put me on the observation one, maybe. Put me on the social one, probably. Mm, math, no. I'll even put myself on the strength one before I do math. It's
I personally would
crazy.
have done the observation one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so the math, they they didn't have a chance. They were struggling. They were like, it took us 30 minutes and we still ain't got nothing. The social, apparently people didn't know each other as well as they thought, or somebody might have been lying about where they were, or some people just didn't know geography because um they
Golly,
were having
okay.
trouble.
In my mind, okay. I thought us Canadians were better than this.
I thought you
It's 10
Canadians were better than it too.
provinces, only 10, not
Hmm.
50. 10 provinces and 3 territories.
Hmm.
That's not
Hmm.
hard. How do you mistake New Brunswick as an island?
Even I know that, and I am not Canadian. and I'm not privy to knowing a bunch of about all the provinces and territories and all of that in Canadian geography. We don't study that here, but I do know that New Brunswick is not an island. I do know that. I do know that. And not just because they said it on the show. I knew that beforehand. So I'm like, what do you mean? So they just couldn't figure it out. They couldn't figure out who, like, I'm like, did y'all talk to each other? Did y'all ask everybody who, like, if I didn't go around asking everybody where they're from, I'm not putting myself on that boat either. Cause like,
I wouldn't. I because I don't think I would have enough time to be able to talk to everyone and get to know that much
right.
about them.
All right. So
But I also think I don't know if it was allowed that they could have just yelled out like, "Oh, where's everyone from?" or whatever, you know?
right. I would have been like, hey, where are you from?
I feel like that
New Brunswick? Okay. They're from New Brunswick.
is
Like,
New Brunswick an island?
no, it's not. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
So crazy to me. But you know what? I go off.
I
Go
will
off.
say also with them, I think they could have picked up from not that they could have seen the observation boat, but they didn't. I think they could have just gotten all but one, and then that one they could have done similarly to what the observation team was doing, and just left that last
But
one up to chance because at least you get
mhm.
to just like rotate that last one until it unlocked.
Right, because it was like they gave him like clues, like two people are from such and such. Hey, who's from such and such?
Hmm.
Me. Okay, cool. Like, I don't know. But needless to say, um, only the observation team and the riddle team, the logic team,
Yeah,
got back to shore in time. And then we got a big kaboom bam with everybody else because they were tethered to mines that will explode if the time when the time runs out. And I love a good explosion. And I
I
liked how they
do.
did this one. I really enjoyed how they did this one. Like Colleen is looking at her timer like kaboom. I was like, oh, and it was loud. And it was like, I was like, oh. I wanted to see the water like rise up and like splash all the people who were left in the water. Like that would have
Yeah,
been.
I wonder if we got anything on that.
I didn't see anybody get, but I wanted to see like water just come raining down on all of the people who are not safe on on the shore, and but it was a satisfying explosion. I will give them that.
Very,
It was
very.
very satisfying. And man, are people upset after this, especially Shaughnessy. She is like, I feel like I gave up for what? I we y'all didn't even get the money to add into the pot. They got $4,000 added to their pot. And so she's upset with Ty. She doesn't trust Ty anymore. It felt like a sabotage to her. Um, Dom is not happy with Ty at this point. A lot of people are starting to question a lot of people. We had people questioning people from the round table, like Jamal was looking at who I forgot who
Curtis.
Curtis. Yeah, because Curtis was beat red in the face. And he
Yeah.
didn't trust that. And Meredith was looking at Lisette because she was like, she didn't even jump. And she just seemed so jumpy all the time. And now all of a sudden she's calm and collected. I think she's a traitor. Um, where's my girl? Oh, I will
Oh,
go ahead.
I think we also see Omar look at Kevin, and he's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, Kevin's a traitor."
yeah. And a lot of people started being like, yeah, Kevin, I don't think Kevin's long for this world. I'm just gonna say that,
I
man.
don't think so either.
I don't think Kevin is long for this world. But then we also see Meredith also like, and I hate to say this, I don't want to say this, but I think my wife could be a traitor. And I was like, oh, Meredith, you're so loud and wrong all the time. Like, on everybody you're accusing, you've not been right yet. But you keep trying, girl. You're a super fan, and I get it. I want you to get it. Um, One person that I didn't mention that I forgot and I wanted to mention, Asphere.
As ferocious
As
as you meant.
Ferocious is his alter ego, and I was like, okay, As Ferocious, I kind of like that. I want to see more from Asphere, so I really hope that we get to
Me too.
see. I hope we get to see more
I mean,
because
he's safe from murder, so
he is safe, so we will definitely see him again. But I want to see more. I don't. I want a bigger edit for Asphere because I want to see As Ferocious come out. I want to see As Ferocious play this game and not just Asphere. But
yeah.
um, I will say in this episode for me though, like we see a little bit of Jericho, Lisette, Mackenzie, a little bit of Natalie, a little bit of Sarah Nicole, and Carl. I didn't even see none of Carl or Thompson. Let me be honest.
Yeah, we didn't get much of Carl.
I didn't know her. I don't even know her. Um, I didn't get as much Kitten as I wanted to get, so hopefully we'll get more of Kitten because I didn't get enough Kitten in this episode,
No.
and I didn't get enough Hollywood Jade either in this episode. So I kind of want to see more. It
But I
just
do
hope
agree that if Hollywood J was a traitor, they would have been fabulous.
what a fabulous trader! What a fabulous trader, and I would have loved it. Um, but people are like talking about who they feel might be traitors now. They're like, I don't know. This doesn't. This person did this. Ty's name has come up. Kevin's name has come up. Lisette's name has come up. Um, I'm trying to think who else name has come up. I think that was Omar's name didn't really come up.
No. I
No.
think those are the main ones I remember coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Those are the ones who I heard. We heard a
Maybe
lot of.
Curtis as well.
Yeah, Curtis came up a little bit too, especially because of Jamal, and Jamal hadn't let that go yet. But those are the names that we've heard. So then we get them all back to the house, and we see Colleen back up to her old tricks again, writing letters and sending them through her gold face people to put in these rooms for our traders. So we see Kevin and Coco go into a room, and there's a letter and there's a necklace. And the letter is like, you need to find your fellow trader by this necklace by midnight, or and you get to pick who you want to invite to be a trader. Two more people. So they're like, oh, it's just two of us. So we get to invite two more people to come into the turret. Oh, and I was like, oh, okay, this is new power that we have not seen before. Where they get
Mm-hmm.
to pick their other two fellow traders. I'm like, okay, but they have to find each other first in order to do that. If not, it's not happening.
You know what it's giving? Do you
What's it
remember
giving?
the whole? Do you remember Big Brother 16? And they did the whole
Mm-hmm.
like Team America thing, and they had to find each
Yes.
other. Like
Yes.
it's giving exactly that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they couldn't walk out with this new necklace on, just walking around like, "Hey, look at my new necklace," because that's weird. That's suspicious.
That's suspicious.
So they tuck in their little necklaces, and now they have to go out on a hunt to look for the other trader. And this was funny because Coco was like, "Why is everybody wearing necklaces around here? Everybody in this goddamn house is wearing a necklace." And now she's just like, "Oh, I like your necklace." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, I like your necklace.
Oh, I was so
Thank
scared
you."
for that. I was. terrified for that because next thing you know, people are because I know people are gonna talk and they're gonna be like, "Oh, did Coco tell you that she likes your necklace?"
Right. If they think about it, it'd be like, oh. But yeah, she was just like, oh, I like your necklace. So she's just looking, she peeping. And Kevin is look okay. Tell me if it's just me. He looked so obvious.
Yes.
He was bouncing around like, oh my gosh, I'm just finding out. I'm like, what are you doing? Like if I saw somebody all of a sudden just start bouncing down the hallway, I'm like, in a game where we're supposed to be suspicious of everything and everybody and every little thing, and you just come walking around, hey everybody, yeah, you weren't
And he's
doing that
flaunting the
before.
necklace too.
It's like, hello, what? Okay, oh, okay, okay. So he's just going around. So finally, Coco sees Kevin's necklace, and she's like, okay, we need to talk. And he's like, yeah, 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 yeah. So they go off and they talk, and they're like, oh, what do we do? And I'm like, oh, we're just gonna talk in the hallway like this? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And so then they decide that they are going to both pick because they have ideas who they want to pick for to become traders with them, but they have to do it before, like I said, before midnight, they had to do all this stuff. And so they're like, we'll just both pick our one because we both know who we kind of want, blah, 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 blah. So they pick the people. Midnight comes, everybody goes to bed, everybody's saying good night. We see Coco and Kevin being led back to said graveyard that we saw earlier in this episode. And they meet up with Colleen there, who they do the whole traitor oath thing. They give them their cloaks. They give them and they're ready to go, and they let Colleen know who they have selected. And so then they put on their hoods and they go off. And the next thing we do is we see two people walking up the same path with blindfolds on. The gold people are back and they're leading them back to the exact same spot. And I was like, okay, so this is where they're going to find out there. But why didn't they just take them to the turn? Why didn't they do the whole, okay, sit back, Lana, let it cook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let it, let it cook. So I'm watching and I'm seeing they lead them back and they take off the blindfolds, and it is Venus and it is Ty. And I said, oh my God, this is the most obvious people who I would suspect to be traitors off the bat. This four, maybe minus Coco, I would have all said they were traitors.
Especially Kevin and Ty. Venus, I would like pick up that hunch later on.
If you watch Survivor, if you are a fan of reality television, I am, like we are, if you watch Venus's season, I would have instantly said she's a traitor. From
Right.
watching her on Survivor, I'm like, she's a traitor. Ty's a traitor. Kevin's a traitor. Omar possibly could be a traitor. Like
Mm-hmm.
those people would be the ones who I would assume. Dom, a traitor. I'm sorry. I know y'all want reality TV people because they know good TV and they know how to act and do that. But all of these people I would have thought were traitors. Only people from reality TV that I probably would have not suspected was Kitten, Hollywood Jade, Coco maybe, because I don't know her that well, the housewife, and the social influencer. Them other four, five, you make them a traitor, I'm calling them out as a traitor. Like, I don't know. They would have to do some real faithful stuff for me to be like, oh no, they faithful. But my first instinct would be like, they're going to make them traitors because of who they are. They're going to make them traitors, or at least two of them are going to be traitors. But now we
Mm-hmm.
got these four people who Venus, Kevin, Ty, and Coco. And they're all possibly traitors. Possibly. Because Colleen is evil and Colleen is sadistic. And Colleen said, y'all thought you knew how this game was played. You have no idea. But she all because she then tells them one of these people will be traitors because she brings the traitors out and they unquote. So now both of them see who are traitors. So it's no going back in the house. Still a faithful.
Mm-hmm.
But only one of them are gonna be a traitor. And the other one, done. And yeah, I was like,
It was
what?
two, like, I gagged as well. It was two things. It was, for one thing, that. Second, it's, how did I not put two and two together?
Wait.
Karine really had us, like, not doing that math, you know?
She was playing chess and we were playing checkers, honey. We were just like, oh,
That. That.
let's watch a good show. Look at, oh my goodness, what's happening? Gag.
Oh.
Oh, and she even got them. Kevin and Coco were gagged. And they
Mm-hmm.
knew, and they were like, we just screwed up because we picked two people who we want to work with us and we don't want them to go home. And now one of them is dead. And it's gonna be on us. Ooh. Kevin was pissed because he was like, I effed up. I messed up so bad. And now it's going to be it's between Kevin and Coco. Who do we want to stay the most and who needs to go? And neither one of them want the other to go. Like Coco picked Venus and she wants Venus to stay. Kevin picked Ty and he wants Kai to stay.
Wait, I'm gonna interject real quick, too,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember also Coco. So when they were talking before this whole ordeal, when they were
Mm-hmm.
talking in the hallway, so Kevin, Ty, right off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
and then Coco is like, "Oh yeah, I like her," and then Kev's like, "What about Venus?" And she's like, "I like Venus,"
Mm-hmm.
which I think is such I think that's a really interesting detail to kind of take into account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Coco was very determined not to have all boys club and she'd be the only girl there. She was like, that's not happening. Number two, I need somebody who I feel like I could trust in the turret because I don't think she trusts Kevin that much, which I don't blame her, but I don't think she trusts him that much. And so she was determined to find someone who she could trust a little, but also no, she wanted to like make sure Kevin was comfortable enough just in case they have to nix him later. She just wanted to make sure he was comfortable with the person, but it was also somebody she liked and she could trust enough. And Venus was that person. So now Coco is like, well, I'm not gonna get rid of Venus. And Kevin is like, well, I need Ty because he wanted to use Ty as a person he can just throw off to the wolves because if they think he is going against Ty, then he couldn't be the traitor because
Nope.
he just gave up a traitor. Also, what we failed to mention, there's incentives for people to catch traitors now because there's a $10,000 incentive if you catch a traitor this season. So now everybody's like, oh, well, we got to catch the traitors. There's no this, oh, I know who the traitor is, but they're protecting me, so I will save them. None of that. It's like $10,000, even though I still would do it, and then I just get rid of them at the last minute when so the $10,000 could still count. But they got incentives now to catch the traitors. And Kevin, I truly believe he wanted to use Ty as his sacrificial
Scapegoat.
lamb. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He was like, I will get Ty because the heat is already on Ty. So if the heat's already there and I just go along with it, ties out, and I look like I voted for a traitor. So nobody will look at me as a traitor. They'll think I'm a faithful. So Kevin is determined to get Ty, to keep Ty in this game. And that's where they leave us, y'all. They literally leave us on this, who are we going to pick? Are we picking Ty or are we picking Venus? And one of them are going to be murdered tonight. And I was like, this is complete gaggery because th- these people I would never expect to be out first.
Nope.
Neither Ty nor Venus would I have expected them to be out first.
No.
But
And especially murdered too. I
right,
would not expect them to be murdered.
I thought they'd be banished first before
Yeah,
murdered first. But
absolutely.
that's what they left us at. So Anissa, who would you rather them keep, Ty or Venus?
Is it a question?
It
Is that a question?
is a question.
We know the Venus, obviously.
Obviously.
If you're own okay, Kevin knows he's a big target
Mm-hmm.
even before he became a traitor. So like, and there's already heat on him, and
Hmm.
he knows that, right? He does know that. So if there's already hit on Ty, and he's making Ty to throw out to the wolves, that's only one round that'll last you, and then they can easily just get Kevin out right away. For Venus, I think Venus can last a lot longer, which is why I
Yes.
think Venus should be the person.
I think she should be the person. I hope Coco fights for her very hard and don't let Kevin get his way because I think Venus should be the person and Ty should just go home. Even though I don't really want Ty to go home at this point because I kind of wanted to see Ty play a little bit.
Yeah,
But
me too.
this is the cards he's dealt, and so now he has to, it is what it is. And I kind of do want him to go for that fact, for Venus to stay because I think she will be could put herself in a better position. And if Kevin is just exposed, Kevin's gonna go, and
Hmm.
it's like we'll get a new trader at some point. So why not? But I guess we just have to wait and see what happens next. So that's gonna do it for us. I'm excited to see what happens next, but we'll be back to talk about Traders Canada very, very soon. And Anissa, it's been a delight and a joy
It's
having you
been
here.
likewise. I'm so happy to finally be on here talking about a Canadian show because it's been a really long time.
It has. Look, we must do this again very soon, like next week. But
We will.
we'll be here, and we hope to see you here to join us. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all the channels. All the links are in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, all of our socials at the Cup Pod. You can follow Anissa and myself on those socials as well if you wanna. Um, and don't forget to get your cup mug, get it, your bottle. Scan that QR code up there or click LanaAneesaCreations.etsy.com. And we're going to get out of here because we got lots more things to do. We got more content to make for you guys. But you know what you could do? Just click the next video and keep watching. And we'll see y'all next time. So till next time, Anissa,
Cheers.
cheers. Bye.
Bye.